Hey, how we doing out there, guys? Once again on this Friday it's transfer portal season. It is wide open right now. Of course, within the last couple hours, I did a Boo Carter update talking about where things are at with him as the rumor's been out there today, and went and took a little nap. Woke up and we've got a portal entry. Squirrel White is in the transfer portal. I don't know that I'm real surprised on this one. I was kind of curious to see where it went this offseason. I did see a little bit of speculation on Chris Brazzell, but now Squirrel White going to the portal. Tennessee's their wide receiver unit is really at the point that I feel like the defensive backs were last year. And if you'll remember correctly, last year, pretty much all of your starting defensive backs, other than Jalen McCullough and Gabe Judy Lawley, hit the portal. Judy Lawley and McCullough went to the NFL. Everybody else hit the portal last year, who was a big part of the defensive backfield. And you had a whole new defensive back unit this year with Andre Turrentine moving in, Will Brooks moving in, Ricky Gibson moving in. They brought in Jermod McCoy from the portal. And then, of course, it started out the year of Christian Harrison. At the start, would have been Jordan Thomas, but then it became Boo Carter. Of course, the question is Boo Carter going to stay in the fold? And if it's like the update I had earlier where it said if Boo, he wants to stay a Vol, but he wants to play offense, that's an easy solution. You need playmakers. Give him a shot on offense. With Squirrel White hitting the portal now, this makes, I guess, if you count Nate Spillman, which I was under the assumption he was on scholarship, but maybe not, I'm not sure, but that makes 5 wide receivers, if you include Spillman, who have hit the portal. And to me, you can look at it one of two ways. Yeah, it hurts your depth, but it also helps you, I think, restart a unit that needs it. You're losing Brew. You're losing Dante Thornton to the NFL. You're losing numerous other guys, again, to the portal as well. We'll pull up the roster here as we look at it. And I think there's a couple options that we're maybe not looking at here. Of course, Thornton to the NFL. Squirrel White does have a year of eligibility left. He'll go to the portal. I wish him the best. I really do. In his freshman year in the Orange Bowl, he had a touchdown. He became a target of Joe Milton's. Them two seem to have a good chemistry. He had a good year in I thought he had a rough year this year, but the year before, I thought he had a pretty good year. And looking at his stats, according to for 2024, let's see, on the season, he had 34 receptions for 381 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was a big drop off for him. Looking at his 2023 stats, on the other hand, 67 catches, 803 yards. 2 touchdowns. I mean, the big thing to me on that, 2 touchdowns in each year. And I just don't think I don't know. I don't know how I feel on this one. I mean, I think he's a decent player, but it was getting to the point with me that there's nothing happening after the catch. And it's always going to your feet or leaving your feet, going to the ground. I just thought Squirrel had a rough year. I wish him the best. I really do. I hope he finds a situation that'll work for him. I mean, he's a guy who's played a lot of football in Knoxville. And a lot of the problem this year, he was hurt most of the year. I know that. I know he was. And I commend him for battling, for sticking it out through the playoffs and stuff. But to me, Tennessee has to get better at that. You need a guy in that Squirrel White position who can make plays after the catch. Well, based on what the rumor was earlier, that Boo Carter wants to play offense, I think that's a pretty easy fix. And Bray Staley played a good bit of snaps in the playoff game at the slot. That was his first, I would say, real action of the season. He played in games, but as far in against good competition. That was his first of the year. So does Staley move into that for next year? Could somebody move around? I mean, this wide receiver unit is going to need a reboot. It's going to need a reboot, and that's where they're at right now. And it's up to, frankly, I think our wide receiver coach, Kelsey Pope, needs to step it up. He needs to step his game up right now. He was regarded in some rankings earlier as the third best wide receiver coach in college football. No, Georgia wanted him. I think it was last year. It's time to show it. We have not seen, and maybe this is on quarterback. I don't think it's all quarterbacks the last 2 years. These wide receivers have not made plays. They have dropped a lot of passes. I don't know what we're doing with these rotations. They keep having to go to the portal for wide receivers. And at what point? You're bringing in some pretty good wide receivers, supposedly according to the rankings. At what point we got to put them out there and let them go? You've got 3 pretty highly ranked ones coming in this year as well. So let's look right now. Thornton, graduation. He'll be going. Squirrel White to the portal. Brew McCoy, going to graduation. Mike Matthews. Now, this is what we know as of right now. Could somebody else leave? You never know on it. Mike Matthews, 5-star last year, scheduled to be back. Chaz Nimrod left to the portal. Braylon Staley will be a sophomore. All right, no, he'll be a redshirt freshman. He did redshirt this year. He did not play. The playoff game did not go against his eligibility. Staley will be a redshirt freshman. Mike Matthews will be a sophomore. If Chris Brazel returns, he'll be a redshirt junior. Like I said, I saw chatter earlier on that he's considering whether to leave or not. And I know he had, I think based on the hype this year, I don't think he met it. But, I mean, the ability's there. It's getting it in gear. Look at the Alabama game, that catch he made to win the game. I mean, it's there. It was just the whole unit was inconsistent this year. It wasn't just one guy. The whole unit was inconsistent. And to me, I mean, we can I've got to question the wide receiver coach. What are we doing in this room? Is it the offense? I don't think we're running routes that help it. You look at the routes that are being running, they've got to fix this in their play. It's always been these, what you want to call them, sideline out. I wouldn't even call them an out, just kind of a down and back or a wide receiver screen. A far wide receiver screen. I don't think we're putting our wide receivers in position to make plays. Just my opinion on that. I don't see wheel routes. I don't see some of the same stuff that we were doing with Jalen Hyatt. And I know Hyatt and his speed was different. But, I know they had Hendon Hooker and Alex Golish too. But we've got to dig back into figure something out here with these wide receivers on it as well. I mean, as far as the rest of them, Brazel, as of now, will be back. Nate Spillman hit the portal. Caleb Webb to the portal. Nathan Leacock to the portal. And then, looking at your freshman class, Travis Smith Jr. has got to come in and make an impact. He is, as far as I know, an early enrollee. Let's see here. Rodarius Jackson was another consensus 4-star, 6'2", 184 out of Memphis. He's another guy. We've got to get him ready. He's listed as an early enrollee. And then the third one out of the signing class, Joakim Dotson. It is not showing him as an early enrollee, but the other two are. The other two are the highest ranked in the class. Rodarius Jackson, Travis Smith have both got to make an impact. There's no doubt about it. And if Tennessee, you've got to hit the portal. Yeah, I think you need a couple guys. And I know they've got to pay money. You better go out and get a playmaker. You've got one you're going to hopefully hold on to and move over in Boo Carter. You could go get, there's a Branch from USC. How much would it cost to get him? I hadn't heard anything about where he's been visiting or whether he's leaning or anything. But, I mean, if you're Tennessee, you look at your history of USC transfers, and it's been pretty good. I think back to Malik Jackson back under Dooley. Caleb Tremblay come in. here did pretty decent. Brew McCoy, I mean, did a good job. There may be more that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but that's the first three that I think of on it. Again, I don't know what kind of money you have to pay, but at some point, if you're going to get serious about things, you better pay some money for a playmaker on it. So we'll see. I don't know how the portal does close. I think it's tomorrow night. So we'll see. Does any other guys hit the portal or anything? I was looking at rankings today, and most of your top ranked wide receivers they're already committed elsewhere. Branch is really the only one that's not. So it's either Tennessee goes all in for him, maybe somebody enters late before tomorrow night, or it's time to start developing your guys you recruit. It's a combination of all of it, really. So, I like I said, I'm indifferent on this one. I wish Squirrel White the best. He played a lot of football, and he battled his butt off this year through injury. I'll give him credit on that as well. At the same time, though, like I said, I think we need more of a playmaker in that spot than what he did. And maybe the injuries prevented him from doing that this year. But there will be more. There will be more. The key for me is, can we keep any starters out of the portal? And, of course, Squirrel White is one. Again, I think you can upgrade. It's just my opinion on it. I don't think anyone who's entered as of this point is irreplaceable. If Abu Carter and Arion Carter, I think even Brazel, I think it'd be hard to replace those guys. And again, I know Brazel was inconsistent this year, but the ability's there. We saw it at times, some of the catches he's made. He just got to get more consistent with it. So I really hope he does not hit the portal. But if anything breaks, I'll let you know and keep you updated on that. Have a great rest of your Friday. This is Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Hit that like, that share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for your support. Have a great rest of your Friday, and go Vols.